Alright guys, welcome back. Booster box opening number 4 for Star Wars Unlimited. We are still hunting several of the legends at this point. I need one more Vader of any rarity. I need a couple Lukes. I need a couple Boba Fett's. Last couple openings have helped me fill out my other legends though that I am in need of. This time let's keep the packs in the box. Let's keep it a little bit more orderly here off to the side. Alright. Once again, if you haven't watched my other box or pack openings, I encourage you to go watch my pre-release box opening and maybe my first booster box, because I definitely talk a little bit more about the game itself and the way the cards function. I am also a player of this game, so I will occasionally comment on my thoughts on certain cards and how I maybe look forward to using it in a deck or my thoughts on it. But just a disclaimer, I'm not an expert, not the rare foil base that I wanted, but these are apparently really, really rare and hard to get. This is my first foil rare base. I really need the command green. That's like the super meta one, but man, that looks nice. These are really, it's hard enough to get a rare base, but to get a rare foil base is very hard to do. I think the next best one that you probably could get is maybe Security Complex, if you're playing like a super shield heavy deck. So I'm quite happy with that. That's a good start. We're going to keep that in the pile where I would normally put Hyperspaces, because that is definitely a hit card. I mean, that thing is practically as rare as a legend, I think. So this is a good start to the box. Maybe this is the box we've finally been waiting for to have all the crazy hits in it. Hyperspace Super Laser Technician, also quite good. Got a foil of that in my last box opening. Love these paper packs so much. Never gets old opening these things because they're just so easy to open. It's going to be hard to go back to normal packs, I'm not going to lie. Maybe not so much the ones that you rip open and tear open, but the ones with like the hang tabs where you got to like tear the little tab and pull it down. Oh, I hate those. My cards here are kind of flying all over the place. Stack's barely even that high and I'm already losing control of it. Look at that. It's so easy. And it's a nice loud paper opening too, so it's like kind of reminds me of when you play a mobile trading card game and you open a digital pack or something, or a card game on your computer or something, and their card pack opening sounds were always so exaggerated. These packs kind of actually sound like, you're opening one of those crazy packs in a digital card game. What does Lando do? 6 cost for 6/5. Saboteur, when played, return up to 2 friendly resources to their owner's hands. Huh. So I see the potential. A lot of people would probably read this and be like, why would you want to return resources to your hand? So if you're playing an aggro deck and you don't really need too many resources for the late game because you're playing a lot of low cost cards, you're kind of just always emptying your hand. In the case of a deck that's always emptying your hand, if you can keep track of what cards are in your resource pile, being able to refresh your hand with 2 cards of your choice, if you're keeping track, I mean, maybe you probably even get to look at it, of course. This is actually a pretty good card in the right deck. So far, which has still been confirmed with every, another rare base. Not the command one that I need though. With every booster box I've opened, we are expecting 3 non-foil legend, and then if you open legends in the hyperspace slot or the foil slot, you can increase your legends per box from 3 to 4 or 5 or more. But obviously getting foil legends and hyperspace legends, not something you're actually expecting to happen. As we're recording this, I'm still opening these before my LGS's next event, so I'm not sure what they're doing. If it's going to be a sealed or just play for fun or what have you. But hopefully by the next time I'm opening more Stars Unlimited, I'll have more games under my belt, and we can talk a bit more about my experiences playing certain cards or certain decks. Oops. Foil Carabast. I do have a Hyperspace foil of that. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens to the card market with this. Because you have people that either want just the base versions of cards, no foil, or they want just Hyperspace, non foils, or they want normal foils. I feel like the one that people want the least are probably the normal foils. I don't really see too many people being like, yeah, I just want the normal foils. It's either Hyperspace foil or non foil Hyperspace. Um, like this one, for example, because look how good that looks. Looks so nice. Oh, my first Jabba the Hutt. A lot of people don't like the art on this card. I actually do. I think it's not too bad. Maybe because I like that he's surrounded by all those little lackeys. I'm not sure what route I'm going to go down. I'm definitely obviously gravitating towards Hyperspace. So I think the way I'm going to do it, my decks will be filled with Hyperspace, starting with all non-foil Hyperspace, and as I get foil Hyperspaces, I will replace my non-foiled Hyperspaces in my deck. I think is the way we're going to go about that. But the economy of people that will obviously probably be selling, I've seen some people being like, yeah, I'm going to sell all of my normal foils to pay for foil Hyperspaces. I think that's going to create a really interesting ecosystem of the sales of these cards, because you're going to have so many people that are just like getting rid of certain types of cards that they may not want, but other people do. Ooh, my second Devastator. Or sorry, this is my first Devastator actually. So a new legend that I did not have yet. The beefiest. I'm not sure how many cards cost 10 to play, but this may actually be one of the only ones. So 10 costs 10 Sentinels. So it's sort of like a taunt. Overwhelm, so any damage it does to a unit in excess carries over to the base. When played, you may deal damage to a unit equal to the number of resources you control. And if you're playing this card, you probably have 10 or close to 10. So this is actually, this would be pretty overpowered if you could deal that to a base. But that's a pretty good card. Pretty good. Oh man, it's so tempting to want to build big stompy decks with cards like that. Not easy though, I'm assuming, to get out a 10 cost card, but oh man, when you do and it works out in your favor and your opponent just isn't expecting it, no better feeling than putting down a big 10 cost card in a game where, you know, you're maybe not even making it to the point where you can play 10 cost cards very frequently. Oh, that looks so good in Hyperspace. This is actually one of the more underrated arts. Not so much of the ATST, but the background art I really like. We finally got it. Good. Even though it's a non-foil, I finally got the energy conversion lab. So this card is like the meta rare base. So you do sacrifice 5 health for this card, but once per game, once you use this, that's it, you can't use it again. Play a unit that costs 6 or less from your hand and give it ambush. So let's just say that you activate this, you have a Luke Skywalker in your hand. He's a 6 cost, right? You're able to use this and he gains ambush. So he's able to attack the turn he comes out, and that can take your opponent off guard and do so much damage or act like a finisher or something. Getting a foil, this would be awesome. I'm actually going to put that in my hit pile. I count that as a hit. And we've got a rare, oh, Admiral Akbar Hyperspace foil. Okay, that was a fun little pack. Admiral Akbar, 3 cost 1/4. He restores 1 on attacking. When played, you may deal damage to a unit equal to the number of units you control in this arena. I think this is a card that you probably want to be using with the, what is it, U-Wing or A-Wing reinforcements, I think it's called. The 7 cost where you can put out a bunch of units at once on that turn, and usually it's played in Han decks, Han Solo decks. So you can get it out a couple resources earlier. So yeah, okay. We're off to a good start. You know what I'm going to do from now on? I'm going to put all the hyperspaces and legends and everything all in one pile, and then at the end we're, just going to kind of go through them all at once. So far, so good. That's a rare hyperspace foil too. Have not received many of those. I never realized there was a Rhodian in this card. I like it a lot more now. There's a lot of green in this card. Ooh, is that another hyperspace foil coming up? Okay, this box is treating us nicely. Can we get an upgraded legend? Nope. Oh, another rare base. Wow, okay. Hyperspace foil, make an opening. Put the rare base there. Actually, yeah, that one probably not really. Make an opening. Give a unit -2/-2 for this phase. Heal 2 from your base. Okay, no, it's playable. It's a playable card. Actually, looks pretty nice in that hyperspace foil. Come on, Vader. Come on, Luke. Come on, Boba Fett. We know you're out there. We know you're hiding in these booster boxes. Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. It's a playable card, so nice to get a holo of that. Yoda. Cantina Bouncer. And okay, it's good to get this card. This is a playable card if you're looking to take the risk on it. And like I've mentioned in other openings, it's the only heroic rare card currently in the set. Oh, and this is a nice foil to get. Very, very playable ship. 3 costs, or 3/3 for 3 costs. If you have initiative, this unit gets Restore 2. So Restore 2 is really powerful on a unit, let alone a space unit, because usually your space units go kind of uncontested if your opponent isn't building to contest space. Hyperspace Palpatine. I will say the one disappointing thing about opening packs is that, every pack does come with a leader because this game is kind of made for draft sort of sealed events. You get so many leaders. It's like, man, those cards are going to be so worthless and plentiful. Oh, that's a good one. I needed U-Ring. And that confirms the name of it, U-Wing Reinforcement. So, yeah. Even when you get a hyperspace leader, it's kind of like, eh. Even if it's a rare hyperspace leader, yeah, those are a little uncommon, but still, they are super plentiful. They're going to be worth like a penny or two, but, a few months from now, when people have opened tons of booster boxes and packs, because so you only need one leader. So unless you're building multiple decks and you don't want to like be putting one leader from one pack or one deck into another, we got a hyperspace coming up. It is uncommon. Fighters for Freedom. Not a super exciting card. The art on that is also kind of boring. 3 cost 3/4 Saboteur. When you play another red card, you may deal 1 damage to a base. Oh. Well, it's actually a pretty good card. It's actually pretty good. It's really good for a Sabine deck, I'm assuming. I haven't really looked too much into her decks, but I'm assuming that card is probably in deck lists. Come on, we haven't had an uncommon... Oh, and there it is. I was just going to say, we haven't had an uncommon upgrade to a Hyperspace Rare or Legend in a while. And we're getting a rare, not a Legend. And it's another Admiral Akbar, okay. And a rare Chimera. And foil Jeddah. How many Hyperspace? We got 4 in the last box, right? What are we up to right now? We're up to 1, 2, 3 Hyperspace. So, may not get another one. Most boxes seem to have 3, at least in my experience. See, that's like probably my 5th or 6th Hyperspace Leia. You get a lot of them. What are you going to do with 5 or 6 Hyperspace Leias? Probably not much. It's good for players, but the collectors, like, looking to maintain a little bit of value in some of these cards, the leaders are going to suffer. Jedi Lightsaber is our rare foil moment of peace. All right, this box has been a bit weak so far. We need a Luke or a Vader or a Boba Fett to turn this around. I think this is a bit of a weak box, even though that foil base is nice. General Krill. Oh, that's a decent common to get. Super playable. Common, one of the best commons in the game. Comes into play as a 3/3. Deal 2 damage to you and a friendly, or an enemy and a friendly unit, but you could just opt to hit yourself for a 3/1 that deals 2 when he comes in, which is pretty good still. Legend Black one, nice. That's another legend that I have not pulled yet. Obviously not a hollow, but when played and defeated, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. Really good in the late game when your hand is probably getting kind of exhausted. Good refill card. And a hollow foil rock. This card loses a lot of definition, actually, when he's hollow. He looks kind of ethereal. So I think that's what, my second non-hollow legend? I'm not going to check. We'll leave the element of surprise. Ooh, oh man, I was fast rolling it. Okay, well, we got a hyperspace legend. I get so many aggressions, it's crazy. Unfortunately, double red is not really in my playstyle, but man, the game is certainly tempting me to move in that direction. So hyperspace upgraded our uncommon slot to hyperspace legend aggression. This card does look really nice when you get it in foil, however, but I'll take it. That's an extra legend for our pull. Oh, that's a really good one. This is probably the number one, at least in the top 3 rares that you are looking for pulls. Hyper playable card. So it's a 4-cost 4/4 for K2SO, Overwhelm. So it's, if you're hitting something, so there's another card that exists, I think it costs 2, and you can buff a unit. It gives it +2 attack, and then at the end of the turn, I forget the exact stats on it, but essentially you buff a unit by +2 attack. I think it costs 1 maybe. And then at the end of the turn, that unit is defeated. Now, for most cards, that's not a good thing, but for K2SO, if you see here, when defeated, for each opponent, choose one, either deal 3 damage to that player's base, or that player discards a card from their hand. So think of it this way. You give this +2, so it becomes a 6/4, and then whatever damage you deal to a unit will overwhelm and deal excess damage to the base. Or you can attack the base directly, and then when it's defeated, you deal 3 more damage to the base or discard a card. So you can deal upwards of 9 damage with that card combo directly to the base, and that's huge burst damage. Huge burst damage for like endgame. Take your opponent off guard. I think that's the first K2SO I have pulled, so I've got a bit of a ways to go before I'm able to build a deck with a playset of those. Bosk Hyperspace looks really nice. And rare Gideon. And common foil. Alright. We are down to the final 2 packs. Alright, no, we're gonna... You know what? No, we're not gonna check. I was gonna check and see. Am I doing another legend? Let's not check. Gotta keep that anticipation. Can't help myself though, you know? Gotta know if it's coming. The stack is getting so... It's like hard for me to avoid it. But the nice thing about having a high stack of cards like this is I gotta like take less time and reach a lesser distance to put it in the stack. So normally I'd have to like slam it down all the way on the table. Now it's quick reach away. Okay, rare Chopper. Uncommon Mon Mothma. Is it really going to come down to that last pack magic again? Is the legend also going to be in this final pack? Hyperspace resupply. And, ooh, it's a hyperspace foil. Alright, we are ending on quite a pack because we're getting a legend. Oh, could this be? Could this be a double legend pack? Let's find out. It's not an event card. Oh, we got the Boba Fett. Awesome. That adds a lot of value to this box. Finally, got my second Boba Fett. Just need one more for that playset. Great. Now let's see what we get in this last slot. It's a common. Common, Cantina, Braggart. Okay. nice way to end it, that last pack magic. So let's see what we got here. Quick recap. We got a Legend Boba Fett, Hyperspace Cantina Baggart. We got a Aggression Hyperspace, which is upgraded from the uncommon slot. Black 1, which is good because I didn't have a black 1. Hyperspace Fighters for Freedom. Hyperspace Make an Opening. Hyperspace Admiral Akbar, which is a pretty cool one to get. Finally got an Energy Conversion Lab rare, my first one. Devastator Legend, which I did not have yet. Big stompy spaceship. And definitely one of the rarest cards to try and get. These foil rare bases, not easy to get. So that was a pretty nice box. I'd say out of the boxes I've opened so far, that's definitely one of the highlight ones. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for more Star Wars Limited in the future. See you in the next one.